Jab is the most important punch in boxing. In this video, we're gonna cover everything from the very basics when it comes to the jab to the most common mistakes. So whether you're a beginner or experienced boxer, make sure you stick around because this video is gonna be beneficial for you. So before I actually teach you how to throw a jab, we gotta make sure your stance is right. I could make a separate video on just the stance alone, but we're just gonna go over the very basics, right? So let's say you're a right-handed person. If you're a right-handed person, you're gonna stand nice and tall with your feet about shoulder width apart, and then you're gonna take a nice step back with your right foot, with your strong side, okay? And in this position, I want you to pretend there's a clock in front of you, and your body's positioned to about 2 o'clock, okay? So you don't wanna be square. Turn your left shoulder a little bit forward, right shoulder a little bit back. Your toes are pointed to about 2 o'clock. Yes? From here, you're gonna bring your hands up, elbows in, nice and loose. Soft knees, okay? Just pretend like you're on the skateboard or a surfboard. Don't be too upright, but don't squat into it, okay? So soft knees, and in this position, you wanna check your width of your stance, okay? So it can't be too narrow, but it shouldn't be too wide either, okay? It should be a comfortable stance. There should be some space, lateral space between your left and right foot, so you should be able to draw a straight line in between your feet so that line doesn't touch either of your feet, okay? And another thing that I want you to think about is that can somebody push me on my shoulder and make me lose my balance in my stance? If the answer is yes, then most likely your stance is too narrow, okay? Then maybe you should go a little bit wider. All right, so there you go. That's your boxing stance. Okay, so there's different stances, right? There's some fighters like to have their hands out front. There's a peekaboo style when your hands are really close to your face, but I'm just gonna teach you the most basic conventional textbook way, right? So your right hand, your strong hand is gonna be right here by your jaw, elbow in. Pretend you have a door handle right here on your jaw. Grab it and just relax your arm, let your arm hang on there, right? Front hand, your left hand is gonna be a little bit in front, okay? Just in front of your face. Again, elbow in. You don't want your elbows out like this, like chicken wings, okay? Make sure they stay a little bit in. But in this position, make sure you don't tense up, don't pull them like really tight to your body. Just relax, okay? Elbows stay in, but you're nice and loose and relaxed. So now the jab. So it's a straight punch. So I want you to visualize the pipe, okay? Right in front of your head is about as wide as your head. And your lead left hand is gonna travel straight down the pipe and then come right back in. Notice how my elbow doesn't go out before I throw my punch, okay? So my hand travels straight down that pipe and elbows follows through it. Shoulder replaces my hand, okay? Number one rule of boxing is protect yourself at all times. Hands protect the face, elbows protect the body. So when my hand does not protect my face, my shoulder does. My chin is down. Chin is the most acceptable place of the spot on your face. If you get hit on it, you're likely to get knocked out. So you want to protect that. When your hand doesn't protect it, your shoulder does. All the way out, make sure you're fully extending your arm. You want to maximize the length of your punch. So make sure you're fully extending and then coming right back the same way. Straight down the pipe, pull it out of the pipe. Another tip that I want to tell you is you should practice, when you're first practicing your jab, point your index finger out and pretend that you're pointing at something, okay? This is the proper way to rotate your knuckles into the punch, okay? If you're actually landing your bare knuckles on the target, it should be these two knuckles. Index and middle finger knuckles are the first parts of your fist that connect to the target. Okay, so now it's actually the time I'm gonna demonstrate how do you practice the jab on the heavy bag, okay? It's gonna be only a jab to the head. You can also throw a jab to the body, but this is an idea for another video, right? So we're just gonna stick to the jab to the head. So a few things I want you to think about. Again, jab is a straight punch, and straight punches are your longest punches. It's in your best interest to maximize your length and use full potential, right? Why would you only wanna half extend your arm and use 50 or 60% of your length when your arm is this long and you can maximize the length of your punch? So tip number one, maximize your length. So when you're practicing the jab on the heavy bag, don't do this. That's incorrect, okay? That way you're, I mean, you could throw jabs inside the pocket when you're fighting somebody just to score points and annoy your opponent. But real jab, the efficient jab, the effective jab should be long and your arm should fully extend, okay? So make sure there's some distance between you and the heavy bag. Your non-punching hand is up, touching your cheek. You step into the punch. This is also is gonna help you maximize your length even more and also add power into your punch, right? So again, your lead hand, your jab hand is in front. As you throw it, you're exhaling, rotating your hips and shoulders into it, and you're springing off your back foot, okay? Off your back foot. So it should look like this. Don't forget to snap the punch. You don't want to push and leave your hand out there for a long time. This would be incorrect right here. Right? This is not right. Some people think when they throw their punch and they push with it, they do more damage, but you actually don't do any more damage. What you do is you leave yourself exposed and unprotected for a longer period of time. So that would be a mistake. So make sure your punch is snappy, quick, crisp, and you want to focus on bringing your hand back to your face as fast as possible. Right? Like Muhammad Ali said, sting like a bee. Guys, a few more common mistakes that I want you to take a look at and make sure you don't make those. And so here's one, leaning. If the bag is too far from you, you want to use your feet. You don't want to lean with your body. That's going to make you lose your balance, okay? So what you want to do, if the bag is there and I fully extend my arm and I can't reach it, I want to use my feet, right? So make sure this doesn't happen. That would be incorrect. Do not lean with your upper body. Use your feet to step into your punch. Next mistake would be landing your punch on the target and dropping your hand and then picking it back up. Looks something like this. I see this too often. Again, when you first start to practice these things, you need to be mindful about it. And when you do throw that jab, you want to think about those things. I recommend you start practicing nice and slow, and as you get comfortable with your technique, you pick the pace up. Yes. Another common mistake is telegraphing your jab. So in boxing, boxing is human chess, right? You don't ever want to be predictable. And so one of the most common mistakes is dropping your hand and then throwing. I see this also pretty often, so make sure you don't do this. So if your left hand is right here, right, and you're about to throw the punch, try to focus on going from point A to point B and right back to point A. Make sure you don't do this, right? A lot of people like to do that, or they do it unconsciously, and fighters make mistakes as well. Anybody can make that mistake, but this is something that you should be mindful about, and make sure your hand travels from point A down to point B and right back. So there you go. This is your jab, the most basics and common mistakes, right? One thing I want to leave you with is stay consistent with your practice. Again, the path to mastering any skill, doesn't matter what skill it is consistent practice. So the more you practice your jab, the sharper it's gonna get, okay? Throw it lightning fast, sting like a bee, and don't forget to have fun and enjoy your practice. Thank you so very much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. I post boxing, health, and fitness videos every Monday.